Hi, my name is Jody Roy. I'm a professor of communication. I came to Ripon in the fall of 1992. So many things attracted me to Ripon College, but certainly one of them was the idea of having close relationships with students, having small classes, but even more so than the small class size was the idea that many students I would see in class over the course of not just 2 semesters, but 8 semesters, and really watching students grow and being to work on their development. We're learning together, we're working together, we're growing together. It's who we are. I think the kinds of close relationships that students form with each other, with faculty, and also with alumni, I think it has a really profound effect, and I think the most important effect is that it gives them the comfort they need to risk being daring. Learning and growth, they're hard. They require that you challenge yourself. They require sometimes that you try something new that you're going to fail on, sometimes a few times. Knowing you can survive that because you have support from other people who learned the value of failure in the process of success, who are gonna help pick you up, help you refine those skills until you get it, that's what breeds growth. It really is a lifelong relationship, you know. The alums, when they come back, I mean, they're coming back to visit somebody who has been part of their life since they were 18 years old. Those are valuable relationships, and I can't imagine how a person would teach without those.
Okay.
Cool.
I think Sean's got one more thing for you.
Okay. Am I off camera?
Yeah.
Bon Bon!
Hi. Surprise.
How are you? I was just thinking about you.
Where are you now?
I was, because I need you to come speak to my sports class next semester.
I can do
Cool.
that. Cool.
Yes, I do. So see, I'm not reaching out for advice. I'm actually reaching out. Please come
What
talk
book
to
should
my
I
sports
use?
class.
Yes.
Yeah, no, so I want you to come and talk about problems in sports.
So, given the context of what I could overhear you talking about a little bit, I have a letter of some thoughts that I would like to share with you in epistolary form, a letter.
Excellent.
That's a good grad
The
school
epistols-
word I learned.
Yes.
All right. So, dear Jody, did I ever tell you how my classmates, I'm sure you can name all 5 of them, always joked that I would become the next Jody Roy? Well, before I get to that, I want to tell you a little bit about how you did change my life and how by doing that, you've since changed the lives of so many others. So when I walked in for the first day of class in your first year seminar in August 1997, I had already met you a couple of times. But that day was what really began your impact on my life, because I can still remember, even now, sitting in that Rodman classroom, of course, in my future usual spot, which the back left
Yes.
corner. We were very territorial about our seats. And I watched you start to walk around the room. So you handed each of us a blank slip of paper, and you told us to write down the question about life at Ripon College that we really wanted to know, but were too afraid to ask. And before you quiz me, yes, I do remember what I wrote. And I even remember what you answered, but I'll keep that to myself right now, because it wasn't the question or even your answer that impacted me. It was really the gesture and the thought behind it. And you see, I actually thought of that memory recently. I just thought of you because I just received feedback on my own teaching at Edgewood College, where, as you know, I'm now an associate professor of communication studies. So what I learned, apparently, that what my students like the most about me is my ability to be vulnerable, my willingness to be open with my students, and the fact that I'm just always honest with them, that I really truly empathize and relate to their lives. And that's absolutely something that I learned from you, Jody. So when I was a student, you were always there for me and each and every other student that crossed your path. We had speech love for a reason in our department.
Yes.
You mentored me with research projects, national conference presentations, You offered advice on career paths and internship opportunities. You even went as far to cook meals for us and have us in your home for dinner. So you were vulnerable, you were open, you were honest. You truly seemed to empathize with us and our lives. So I'm hoping that maybe sounds familiar or like anyone else you might know. Because I feel like now I'm the one doing all of those things. I'm writing award nominations. I'm giving students their recognition whenever possible. I'm the one staying half an hour late after class with a student crying in my office. I'm the one who my students very politely tolerate when I map out their rhetorical family tree on the whiteboard.
Yeah.
When we study Lloyd Bitzer, they're polite about it. Luckily for them, I don't cook or have these giant, slobbery, lovable dogs to stick on them.
But you do have a nice little...
I do. Well, I have 2 cats now, and the students probably have little clever nicknames for my cats. Just like, of course, when you were pregnant with Liz,
Yeah.
and we all secretly called her Gorgeous Roy. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, no, I never became the next Jody Roy. Yes, we both claim humble and somewhat quirky beginnings to our lives. We both took our talents to Big Ten schools, and we both have a surprising number of connections with one Mike Hogan.
Yes.
But still, I never became the next you.
But
But instead, yes, instead I became something I think you'd like even better. I became the first Bonnie Sierlecki. And every day, with every student, I strive to be me while still embodying everything you taught me about being a good professor and even a better person. So from myself and every student I've ever worked with, thank you, Jody. Thank you for impacting all of our lives for the better. Sincerely, me.
Thank
Bonnie.
you. And thank you for becoming everything you could be. So proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Bonnie and I have a lot of things in common, but one thing that Bonnie and I have in common is spending our undergraduate years having everybody we're around tell us what our future would be. And there were times when that felt confining, and I know you went through some of those times. I remember we talked about those. And then there were also times where it felt supportive. But what I love about what you've done is that, and this is what I hope all of my students and your students do, is you use your experience with us here at Ripon as a springboard to go in your direction. And you've done that beautifully. The most important things I've done in my career are actually not on my CV, not on my resume. My CV is about things. Teaching is about people, the relationships with students. Those are the most valuable aspects of my career. They're the most valuable parts of what we do at Ripon. They're things that are never, ever captured on a CV or a resume.